Okay, setting up, and a little bit of treasure here washed up, looks like. Let's see what we got. Some kind of popper. You can tell it washed up in the tide, or it's really snagged in here. It's in there good. I can see how he busted off. Hang on, let me get it out. All right. What a weird kind of a contraption is this? It's loaded. It's heavy on the aft end, but obviously a popper. I ain't seen this kind. It's got some weight to it. Feels about 4 ounces, but whoever this is, I got your lure. I'll give it back to you. Other than that, it goes up on the wall of found by Miss Denise back at the Rat Cave. And happy summer to everyone. Beautiful sunrise on the Bourne Bridge. And my name is Paul K, and this is Striper Quest Saturday Mornings Outdoors. We're after striped bass, and someone just gave me a free plug. Thank you. Every now and then, you got to keep your eyes open. You couldn't miss that one. That was glaring chrome. It's a strange looking plug though. But stay tuned, upcoming fishing report, and we'll try our luck against one of the best game fish. One of the fish hawks is making a racket up there. One of the best game fish on the East Coast, and the best place to fish for it. Stay tuned. This here are the fish report for this week, weather-wise. I am on a unusual west tide. It's not quite a breaking tide. The sun's just coming up, but it's going to flip in about an hour or so. Going to go to the east, and the wind is buzzing along pretty good out of the, strangely enough, northwest. We had stormy last night. It's been very hot and humid here, and the storm came through and cleaned out a lot of the humidity, which is a good thing because I haven't mowed my lawn in a while. Neither has anyone else in my neighborhood. It's been 100 degrees and 100% humidity. So, but barometric pressure is rising at 30.00 right in the slot there. And like I say, I'm on the west tide. It's gonna flip, and we are on, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's the third quarter. That's the waning moon. It's the dying moon heading towards the new moon. So average tides will be happening this week, and waiting for the tide flip. And Mac chunks on the bottom as usual, you guys know. And wish us luck. Let's have some fun. And just as a side note, I'm starting to get viewers that are interested in hunting questions, and I'm answering them all. They're looking at some of my hunting videos. I'm getting the itch myself. Almost time to break out the bow and start practicing and all that there. But what I wanted to relate was the archery permits are out. I mean, yeah, the doe permits are out, rather, not the archery permits, the doe permits. And if you're in Massachusetts, just check your website, the Mass Wildlife website, and see if you scored. Almost everyone did in the right zones, all along our coasts. I think it's 11, 12, 13, and 14. And actually, they're unlimited on does. You need the permit, but every time you kill a doe, you just swap it in, and they'll give you another one. That's how bad they are. I was battling them this morning out of my garden. They're really bad. I'm getting a lot of damage in my garden this year. I can't wait for opening day archery, man. That's all I can say. Brazen critters they are. They're very destructive. They need to be culled out. Anyway, doe permits. Check the website, see if you're the lucky one. I bet you are. I have to relate this to you guys. Very interesting as far as the fishing on the Outer Cape goes. The last night on the news, they had someone out in their yacht up on the North Shore around the Hunt area, and they got videos, and guess what showed up? Killer whales. And absolutely foretold that. I told you that's going to happen. It's the natural, this is not their territory, but they follow the food. And on Monomoy, they got to come a little bit more south. They're going to hit the mother lode of seals. And you know, if these animal activists and the Division of Fisheries and Wildlife won't control that abundance of seals, that's what's attracting the great whites. And we didn't have great whites in so close 20 years ago. It's just that those seals are procreating, and there's thousands of them on Monomoy, which is near Chatham. It's in the middle outer Cape, and it's a remote spit. And that's what's attracting all the great whites of the world. It's an easy feed because we're not controlling them. So the next one's up the ladder. Where do these orcas get here, the killer whales? They come out of the water. They will chase the seals out of the water. They grab them and they roll back in. Check out videos of orcas feeding on YouTube. Not only that, but they hunt in packs like wolves, and they're very intelligent. And this is just what we need for cleaning up that seal problem down at Monomoy. But I foretold you, I said it about a year and a half, 2 years ago, a couple of times on this show. Where do the killer whales get here? Now we got a problem with swimming, because those things, like I say, they come out of the water. Just Google the way orcas kill, hunting sequences, how they do it. They'll swim right up out of the water on the beach as the seals think they're safe, and they fly into the beach when they sense the orcas, and they come blubbering up on the sand. The orcas come right out of the water, grab them, and roll back in. It's astounding. It's astounding. They're whales. They breathe air, so they're not like great whites or sharks that have gills and swim, you know, need to stay in the water. But anyway, that's my ramble on that. Wait, they're coming, and I told you they were, and I can't wait. Clean that crap up down the Cape and get it back to the normal fishery. One probably drifted down from New Brunswick and up over Nova Scotia, up towards more the Arctic. There's massive seal populations up there, and I know because there's a YouTube channel of an Inuit, not an Inuit, native Canadian Indian trapper that does all that. He does it as a pro fisherman, and I love his channel. And he's got a lot of he hunts the seals, but the modern way, and he has to compete with the orcas. So they're probably coming down from up there on that end of it. But very interesting to me, how God takes care of everything. There's no abundance of food in nature, and there's no, you know, when there is, the critters track it down no matter who they are. And we got the first contestant. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Wow. All right, that was a nice one. It still looks like the tide is going that way, but the wind is freshened up from the northwest. That's just the wind pushing. It's absolutely slack now, so the tide is exactly straight out. I can cast, and the bait's gonna stay straight out on me now, and it's switching to the east. So, but that was fun. That was a strong fighting fish, good, beautiful looking fish, and breaking the ice. And it's a lot of fish hawks this morning. I'm wondering what kind of bait's in the water. With that chop there, I can't really see in the water too well, but I must have seen probably 15 fish hawks already. They're all screaming, and which is good. It's a good sign that there's a good, healthy amount of bait. I have a feeling it's that small rain bait too, because I saw something flipping up in here. Something was chasing it, and I have a feeling that's what it is. I can't really see though. Can't see in there. It's too choppified. And so The tide is totally east now. It's not cranking yet. I mean, it's probably about 45 minutes in. It looks like it's still heading west, but it's fully going east now. If you can barely see the line, it's starting to go that way. But the weather's drastically changed. This front moved in, and the wind's really picked up. It's got to be at least 20 knots here now. It's getting really choppy, and it's all cloudy. So that's unusual. I didn't expect that. I didn't hear about that on the weather forecast, but it is what it is. It's cool. It's very comfortable now. We've been 90s and humid like all summer, and all of a sudden this moved in. But hopefully it doesn't rain. I need to mow my lawn. Yeah, it's changed. You can see it's all cloudy now, so you never know what you're gonna get. All right, the tide has finally overpowered the wind. And you can clearly see that it's going east now. The lines are all straight out that way, but low on bait, you know the drill. And caught a nice one this week, a little slow, but that's fishing, right? And I was lucky enough to get that one and not the skunkaroni. So stay tuned, we're coming up on Spot Check. This one's a big one. I think you'll like it. So stay tuned, we'll see you at Spot Check after I get things cleaned up over here and levitate over to the other side. See ya! All right, welcome to Spot Check. It's easy to levitate over. This is pole 310, and this is Bourne Scenic Park. It's a huge campground. It's $8 for the day. You can just go in there and fish all day long. They give you like a pass thing. I'm pretty sure that that pass that gets you in the fishing pier by the DCR, remember I was telling you about that, that is good here too. But anyway, so this is called Bourne North at 310. And same with all the other sides. There's tons of holes on this side, according to side scan sonar. And you fish both of these sides depending upon the tide. Like the tide's going that way, the fish will be here in front, and they get the fish that are coming down this way. And that's the same for anywhere on the abutments to the bridges. But and you can see you can get right in there, although this is being low tide right now, but you can notice that the access is pretty close on this side. But pole 310, and this is Bourne Scenic Park. There's all kinds of camping. You could put a space shuttle in there. It's huge. There's a main road in the center of the park. It's called Ridge Road, and it goes all the way down, almost down to 100 steps, and close to High Bank. And it's access for it's a good mile or mile and a half that will give you access. They have stairs that come down here, so this is a major area access point for fishing on the Cape Cod Canal. Bourne Scenic. So pole 310 is here. 311, 312. This is pole 312. This spot here, you get a smorgasbord of everything. It's called, they catch flounder here, tautog, cod, and all kinds of meat fish all along through here. As you can see, it's relatively shallow, then it drops out. The shallow is going to attract the flounder, and it's a deep hole here. There's a series of probably 7 or 8 holes. Here's the Coast Guard. I'd like to borrow their side scan sonar, but this is very accessible for fishing, and you'll get everything that swims in the canal here for the most part. You know, just depends on your luck. Busy day here on the canal. I don't know why, but tons of people out. Pole 312. So in the campground itself, you can see there's plenty of access. You can wiggle your way around these roads through in here and get access and parking along this edge of the canal, all along the Bourne Bridge, probably a mile and a quarter that way, probably 3/4 of a mile this way. So it's a very accessible way to get to fish. So around 323, walking along the service road, you'll notice on this side it's a tidal creek, and if you're looking for bait, it's probably set your minnow traps up in there if you're looking for smaller type bait and all that. But that's a tidal creek, and plan on slogging over to it, if that's your thing. Fat Tony. So 325, and you can see I don't even have to say anything for this. The tide's up, all kind of stripers. That's what stripers live in, that kind of stuff. And then now here at low tide, you can see the access. Bring your corkers or your spikes, but look at the rip that's right in front of that prominent point, you know. And at different stages of the tide, there's different flows of the rip. So that would be a fly fishing dream right there in the course of the drop off. And this is 326. That's what this is. This is pretty cool. I'm surprised there's no one fishing there now. Check the setup for fly fishing at this angle. Tell me that isn't perfect. Rock stayed out on, current, drop off. That is crazy. And lastly, this is pole 330. And this is called Old Bridge. Apparently there was an old bridge planned to be put here, or was here, but it's always been called Old Bridge. And this is stripers and bluefish. And you can see the access you can get from just the regular streets. And you can pull right in. They have a nice parking area that you can use. And there's bottom left. Just wanted to show you this. This is a map of the canal, and this is where we're at right here. So here's the Bourne Bridge, and we're right now, we covered that area. That's the point that I just showed you, and right here is Old Bridge. But so stripers and blues on this one. So scored a nice striper today, happy with that. Clouds moved in, but it's nice and cool for lawn mowing. This is Old Bridge right here, and hope you like it this week. Get your rods, come on down. If not, follow me along every week and I'll take you along with me. My name is Paul Case. This is Saturday Mornings Outdoors. Please like and subscribe, it helps a lot. And don't forget to say your prayers. We'll see you next week. See ya. Sure am pretty.